These graves in Srebrenica are witness to genocide in Europe. One that happened just 21 years ago. More than 8,000 men and boys cut down in their prime over just 1 week in 1995. It is the single biggest atrocity on European soil since the Second World War. The genocide was a culmination of years of ethnic cleansing and hatred across the country. Fatima Klempic and Elvira Mojkanovic were young women forced to leave their homes after Serb forces occupied their towns. Elvira lived in a village in Prijedor in North Bosnia. She was 18.
I was in school. I was the youngest one in family. I had a future that I wanted to make for myself. I was everything except the guilty one. And that's what they said. We were all guilty, only because of the name.
It's the first time she's told her story.
All what I could hear at that time is 5 soldiers starting the guns and saying, "Stop." I stood there, couldn't move, and it was one person that I recognized. Sorry. He was my friend. And a few days before, we were sitting together in the cafe having drinks together.
Serb forces turned her village into a concentration camp and brought in thousands of Bosnian Muslims. Her family has been through this before.
It's 3 generations. My grandfather was in Auschwitz. My father and me, we were both in Ternopolje concentration camp.
Since she lived inside the concentration camp village, Elvira was allowed to remain in her house. She shared whatever food she could with the prisoners.
I was taking food every single day. Every morning we took the milk and bread. If nothing else, that's the first thing that we had to take to the babies. And I will never ever forget faces of these children. But they're just asking, "Can I have a little bit of milk?" That's hard.
Fatima Klempic had recently finished medical school. She fled when Serb soldiers began killing Muslims in her hometown of Bratunac in eastern Bosnia. Like tens of thousands of others seeking safety, she fled to Srebrenica. It had been declared a UN safe zone, but lay under brutal siege for more than 3 years. And on the 11th of July 1995, the international community abandoned it. Serb forces rolled in. Women ran for help at the nearby UN base, but many men fled for the hills. Fatima joined them.
It was like Russian roulette. You know, like in the dreams, when you are trying to run and you can't, your legs are really heavy, and that's that feeling, I think.
15,000 men attempted to make the 100-kilometre journey. For 7 days and 7 nights, they ran through treacherous woods and steep hills, avoiding ambushes, snipers, shelling, and poison rivers. Less than half survived.
It was impossible. If you walk around, you just stepped on the bodies. So many dead people were there.
Those who were caught were led away by Serb soldiers and executed at point blank, their bodies hidden in mass graves. Many are yet to be found.
You know, when we walked through mountains, we didn't realize who is alive, who is dead, who is captured, what happened to anybody. You could see only small part of the column. But when we came to Tuzla, we realized that only about 4,000 people came. Days and days passed and they didn't come. And then we realized that many people were killed.
Srebrenica remains a global symbol of years of ethnic cleansing. the tip of a genocidal iceberg. Over 1 million people were made refugees. Some, like Elvira, found safety in the UK. But it's not the life she imagined.
I was planning to go to school. I wanted to be a chemist. Had so many different plans in my life. But absolutely everything changed. Everything.
For both Fatima and Elvira, their hopes for a brighter future lie with their children.
If you don't know your past, you're never going to know your future. They have to know that you can't treat people wrong or different only because they think different, they come from different group or different religion.
I try to teach them that they have to remember and they have to teach other people how to live without hatred. I hope that time will come once all people could live in peace without hatred. We are all human.